You know how every person ever is seeing how Animal Crossing took over their life? They're lying. This is what that actually looks like. I'm not okay. Hoi, I'm Lars from the Lars708 channel, back with another attempt at YouTube. Thank you for checking it out. Yes, I'm still alive. I hope everyone is safe given the current situation we're all in. Behind the scenes, I've been working on a bit of a rebranding, which hopefully you'll see more of soon. This is going to be a half-scripted video to talk about a few things that have been going on, and share my thoughts on this little game that you might have heard about, Animal Crossing New Horizons. So while I ramble on about some things, you can enjoy some gameplay footage from the early game. Man, it's kind of fascinating to see how things have changed on my island already. Anyway, as for what I've been up to, basically it's just been school or university. I've had a lot of exams. Well, not right now, of course, because we have this whole world pandemic going on with the virus. And that's been keeping me busy because of personal reasons. I have a sister who is deceased. And, I have to be extra careful. Let's just say that. So that's been a big focus for me in the past months. So, as you can imagine, if you have exams and this whole situation going on, you might be busy. But then Animal Crossing came out. And Animal Crossing literally just took over my life. And not even took over my life as in what everyone's saying. No, it's just like 15 hours a day. And you know what? It's refreshing to have a game that I can actually put my mind into fully to commit to. But then I had a realization moment. This is not very productive. So, while I was playing, I was writing out plans on what to do next with my YouTube channel, which is why I'm back here. Hello. Finally back on the tubes, or whatever you want to call it. I think it's going to be fun. I really am determined to make it work this time, and you can expect a new video from me on every Friday. And I will also do my best to sprinkle on some new content whenever I can, as like a bonus, beyond the the standard Friday uploads. However, I'm more interested in scripted videos right now, like I'm doing right now. This is sort of like half scripted. I really want to zoom in on game design. For example, I have a video planned right now that's about why Animal Crossing is so addictive and also why it sounds so boring when you try to explain it to others. But that's only a few. I only have a few videos planned out, which I don't even know when I'll release them. I will make sure to have a new video each week. I'm not sure if the ones that I'm working on right now are going to come out like next week already. We'll have to see about that. Again, I will just make sure at least every single Friday. I'm not gonna skip a beat this time. But I'm open to suggestions. If there are things in video games that you find fascinating, if there are things that you would like to learn more about, let me know. Of course, I am mainly a Nintendo guy, and it would help if the game is on Nintendo Switch, because in my student apartment I don't have anything beyond my Switch. However, this weekend I could take my Wii U with me, if I wanted to. So that's an option, I suppose. Anywho, that's the quick update on my channel. Let's get on to the more exciting Animal Crossing stuff. So yeah, let's talk about Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing New Horizons is actually kind of a weird one. It adds a lot of fundamental new elements to the delicate Animal Crossing cocktail of mechanics. Yet some aspects appear severely lacking compared to previous installments. Right off the bat, I will say that I'm personally satisfied and that this is by far my favorite game. Yes, this also means that I don't mind the omissions too much. Think of furniture sets that have been called special characters, stores, whole main street, etc. But put away your torches and hay forks. Hear me out for a moment. Because of the way the game is structured, it seems to indicate to me that they have a lot of content ready to be released through updates. They've already said this in the Nintendo Direct, of course, and they've also said this later than that as well. I think in the April trailer even, but you can clearly see in the game that they've worked on features that haven't fully been implemented yet. Before the April update, the secret beach, I already knew that. That's going to be something. If that's like consistent in every town has it, and there's like nothing else going on, there has to be something going on there, you know, and they wouldn't just randomly put something like that. I mean, it's easy to think that, but if you like try to think about the game development process and like how much, you know, justification they have to do for every decision they make while making the game, they cannot just put that there for, you know, just to have a secret beach. It has to have a purpose, and its purpose wasn't there at the beginning, but it was indicative of what was coming later, which became Red and the art update, and then Leaf was also just thrown in there. But of course the real meat of that update was the whole art section and Red's ship, whatever, I forgot the name. It has a real weird name. So basically what they're doing, they're walking the same path that the Splatoon games did, which is fitting because the games are made by the same development team. I'm also gonna say, if there's anything you're upset about not being in the game, I'm gonna tell you right here and right now not to worry about it, as I'm sure that it's going to return in some shape or form later down the road. One example of that being diving, which has also been data mined, among more evidence in the game itself right now. By the way, that's totally going to come in the summer update. There's no way they're going to pass up on that opportunity. So then, what is actually good and bad in this game? To me at least. Well, I mean, it's a bit of a shame that a bunch of furniture isn't in the game yet. And I say yet because I do think more will be brought back in future updates. Furthermore, I think a lot of people underestimate how much you can do with furniture customization. This was something that was in New Leaf as well, but it's so robust now, and you don't have to wait ages for Cyrus to finish your order. Ugh, how times change. And then let's talk about the Island Designer app, or terraforming as the community likes to call it. This is such an amazing feature and allows for so many cool town layouts. I've seen truly breathtaking picturesque landscapes on Twids and here on YouTube. However, I personally mostly used it to pave pathways. The actual terraforming part I only used to make minor adjustments to make things work. For example, if I wanted to have a path and there was like a cliff or a river in the way, or whenever I wanted to make a bridge and the river wouldn't allow for it, I just made it so I could do what I wanted to do. Because I like my town au natural. And it's also because whenever I'm at islands that are overly terraformed, it confuses me. Like, the layout is so complex, and I just don't know where I'm supposed to go. And I like my town to be nice looking, while also being focused on the gameplay. Because if you have a lot of things going on in your town, imagine having to chase a bug around your town. That's just not going to work out. And then on a completely different note and completely unrelated to what we were talking about before, I got Raymond in my town. Yay! So I'm gonna make people angry when I say this, but I found him on a random mystery island and I just invited him because I remembered him being a new villager. But what I didn't know was that the internet was going absolutely crazy about this weird eye-colored cat. I think there's a condition name for that, which I do not remember. I'm sorry about that. Every conversation with a new person visiting my town is just about, oh my gosh, you have Raymond. Oh, he's my favorite villager. Oh, can I have Raymond when he moves out? And, you know, yes, I do have Raymond, but what about my town? What do you think of my town? Just everyone only thinks about Raymond and not about me. That's sad. Which reminds me of multiplayer. Yes, the loading screens are garbage and awful and absolute trash and completely unnecessary, probably. But it's fine, I guess, for me, because I don't really play with a lot of people. So I usually sit through like 1 or 2 loading screens and we're done. And I always make sure to end the session through the minus button, so I don't have like 2 loading screens if I have 2 people in my town. Optimizing right here. One thing I do think the multiplayer really needs is just something to do with others. In New Leaf, there was Tortimer Island, where you could play minigames either by yourself or with friends, be it local or online. In New Horizons, there's exactly none of that. There's just nothing to do. You can catch bugs, you can sell things in the shop. Granted, if they're open, they're closed, and there's even less to do. And of course, you cannot even decorate when you're out with others, which I guess that makes sense. But it would have been nice that they at least figured something out for that, because then you'd have something to do, you know? Just decorate together, and now it's just nothing. It's the same as a New Leaf, essentially, what you could do, except there's not the minigame aspect, which is something that you... Well, speaking for myself, we'd always do that when we're bored on like our own town. We'd just be like, oh, let's play some minigames and earn some medals, you know? Because you actually got rewards for it, a second currency, which now we already have in the form of Nook Miles. But you know, if they implement a new Tortimer Island, they could implement it in a way so that you get Nook Miles instead. That could work. Or just add medals again. I don't care. It works either way. So, what I do think is that every town has a dock. Like I said earlier, the secret beach thing, every town has that in the same shape. And well, it's true, the dock isn't exactly the same shape. It is, at least in every town, and it's sort of the same shape. The only difference is that on some towns it's on the west side, on others it's on the east, and for some towns it's longer, and for some towns it's a bit shorter. But that's the only difference. If they wanted to, they could have a boat dock there. I think you already know where I'm going with this. I kind of hope that Cap'n is going to dock his boat at the dock and then take you to Tortimer Island, or maybe a substitute of some shape or form, to play minigames with friends or alone, or hunt for expensive bugs if you're in need for some cash. But overall, I think the game is awesome, and I'm not at all disappointed by it. It's just more Animal Crossing, really. It's just weird how the beginning of the game feels very different, but as you move on, the game starts feeling more and more familiar. And what I mean by that is that in this game, you start out with basically nothing, and you get to decide where everything goes. You also are the biggest funder in making things happen on your island, actually helping things develop, which connects you with your town like no other Animal Crossing has before. And I think that's why I think this game is much better than the other games in the series. Also, Nintendo, when can I finally back up my island? I am paranoid about losing almost 1,000 hours of my life. Thanks. Thank you for watching this video. You have made it to the end. Congratulations! I hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know what you thought of it. This is the first time I've done something like this, and I plan on continuing it, like I said, weekly videos. Leave me some feedback, suggestions, join the Discord if you want to talk with me about it, and thank you for watching. Doei!